John, of course, is the host of the recently exploded Oasis podcast. He's been doing the media rounds. And what I've been dying to speak to you about is, has there ever in your lifetime ever been ever been a more stressful time to be an Oasis fan? John?
James,
it is James, isn't it?
I think so. That's what it says on my birth certificate. Anyway, mate. But it's been a long day, and I'm sorry I've kept you waiting tonight. I'm very sorry. No, this last week. Very good. He was named after me, and there's Jarvis Cocker as well. By the way, someone said the only JC I recognise is Jesus Christ, my Lord. Fair play.
Yeah. And Jesus hung around with a prostitute, and his mum got pregnant by another man.
Apparently so. But anyway, on to Oasis. It's not. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster of emotions. is the word to describe it, really, because you've got this unbelievable high of, oh my God, our favourite band is getting back together again. It's the best thing in the world. And I've been going live on the podcast every day. I normally do a podcast about once every 2 weeks, typically. And but this week I've just gone every single day. It's been insane. So originally it was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. The rumours are true. They're back together. And then we go to, oh, we've actually got to get tickets. Like, that's going to be stressful. And then I did get pre-sale, and I got on, and it was a pretty nerve-wracking, but it was over pretty quick. I got tickets, I got what I wanted, and it was done. And then this morning, then you go into like the main sale of everyone, and I was really positive. I was like, look, yeah, the prices are pretty high. It's like £150 standing, which isn't too bad. It's not outrageous. It's not like the Taylor Swift, Beyonce sort of levels, but it's not too bad actually. It is high. Don't get me wrong, but it's not disgusting. And then then they go and pull this on us today. I know you're a big pro wrestling guy. They pulled a heel turn. That's what they did. Like for the non-pro wrestling people, especially in the Oasis podcast world, that's basically when the good guy goes bad, right? When you're expecting them to do a nice thing, and then they turn around and do a very, very bad thing. They've gone and said, this is going to be kind of all at, these are the prices, and we're not doing any of these horrible second sale ticket price places like Viagogo and StubHub that then massively up the prices. It will all be at the face value prices. Okay, great. And then people are sitting on hold on Ticketmaster for hours and hours and hours today. And then they finally get through and they go, in demand pricing, you're not getting 150 quid, you're getting 360. What? So, yeah, whether or not they're sat there in the background laughing their asses off, because apparently this is down to the artist. They can choose to have this turned off. So, yeah, so I feel a little bit put out because I've been, bigging them up, really, saying, it's great, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's not too bad. And they're not allowing the ticket touts to sort of do their thing and stick them up. But then they did it themselves. So, yeah, right now it's sort of put a bit of a downer on it for me personally. But I'm sure that'll pass. But and I'm okay, Jack. But it's not about me. It's I just feel gutted for everyone that didn't get it, or almost got in, but then couldn't afford it.
Yeah, Noel,
you stink.
Mm-hmm. A nice question here by Mommy again. Who is Oasis? The Wonderwall song.
Yeah, Oasis are a reggae band. No, they're the guys that did Wonderwall, and they've also, like, you might be taking the piss, Mummy, but they are, they are the biggest band in the UK since the Beatles. You might have heard of the Beatles as well. I don't know. They're the Yellow Submarine guys.
Yeah, and if I can just say, they are the biggest band in the UK, but they're actually Irish.
Boom, brr, boom, boom.
So that's what I have to say about that. But the thing I've got to say to you about with Oasis and the whole Ticketmaster thing, how the fuck did it happen? Because I'm gonna have to steal somebody else's joke, where they said, it goes, Ticketmaster is fully prepared for the effort and the stress that's gonna have to go through, to the point that they've doubled their staff to make sure they can handle all the traffic, and both of those people are going to be very tired by the end. That's one of my. If that was funny, that was my joke. If it wasn't funny, James Corden said it on his show. But I just think that it's ridiculous. Like, when I went in the queue this morning, I had for Saturday on my phone and for Sunday on the computer, which is a hilarious way of saying computer. You're laughing your head off. You're just trying to be professional. The fucking thing, it said over 400,000 people it's like 400,000 people aren't, and this is the thing, I don't know if you've seen this, James, well, you wouldn't have seen it, a tweet I put out, reported in the Sun fucking website, because I'm a racist, because I said, I don't want people from the UK, let me finish, I don't want people from the UK come to Ireland, let me finish, coming to Ireland and taking these fucking Oasis tickets, because we had 2 shows and then there was fucking 10 in England and then, or 10 in the UK. It's like, why don't you people go to those shows and let it be easier for the people where Oasis are actually from, in Ireland.
Boom, boom, boom.
And
go on, mate.
Yeah, and it's that sort of stuff that today was so fucking stressful and so much extra effort put onto everything, and it's kind of like I know they're going to add more Croke Park gigs. Apparently, it's been announced on Monday, and the theory and the talk is that it's going to go up to 6 Croke Park gigs, and that's it. And that's a lot of fucking money. When Bruce Springsteen played there, he made 16 million in a day. Like, and like, it's insane money that's going on, and good for them. And I bet you Liam's alimony payments and Noel's divorce lawyers going fucking the more the merrier. But I think that it's a shame to see that we grew up. You're only 24. But
yeah,
when I grew up, fucking, we get to see this band from the start as a super rebellious independent. Now they're officially the most systemiest system you're ever going to fucking see. Like, this is full on corporate Oasis. Like, we're gonna fucking, we're gonna see them doing sponsorship ads for like oh fucking, I'm really tired after a gig and need to have a Pepsi Cola to fucking cool down, And Subway system going to change. You're my Wonder Bread. We're going to have all these fucking stupid ads. This is what it's become. Like Liam's singing at the Anthony Joshua fight next week, and Christ, he's probably going to be wearing the fucking Apple logo on his chest. Sponsored, by the way, just to show off this nice shirt. This is Happy St. Patrick's Day from the era.
Nice. Thank you. That's very good. Just to jump in on the Irish point. So I don't know if you can see behind me there. That's the signed Kneecap album. So I'm, just to give you a heads up, I'm Irish, really. You can tell by my voice, to be sure. But no, my family's all Irish. Corcoran, I'm County Tyrone. So that's where I'm not born in Ireland, but I'm Irish. Well, I remember having a chat with someone like about is it like that Morrissey song, Irish Blood, English Heart? And I'm like, no, it's Irish Blood, Irish Heart. So I just live over here and sound like that, but that's who I support and everything. Although I always say I'm Irish, then I actually hang around with my Irish cousins and stuff, and I'm like, fuck me, I'm English. You know what I mean? I'm not Irish. Especially this is Northern Ireland, so it's that really strong, quick Derry Girls sort of talk that you can't even understand.
I like the racism, the body shaming.
So, but yeah, so I agree. I think it's like, I mean, the demand in Ireland is ridiculous. I was looking at earlier, and I think at one point the queue for one of the days was 750,000, and the queue for one of the days was 600,000. So that's like 1.3 million. Population of Ireland is 5 million. So obviously there's people doing multiple devices and things like that. But if you think that that's kind of, if that was genuinely, even if people are doing multiple devices, well, they're still going to buy 2 or 3, 4 tickets. So if you do it on a 1-for-1, that's like a quarter of the population of Ireland was trying to buy tickets today. That's insane.
Speaking of insanity, look at this comment.
Oasis is like if Green Day were gay.
Yeah.
You fucking mark!
Okay.
So no, they're not. But this whole thing, because this is the thing that a lot of Irish people, we have our Saturday meeting, it's a tradition, where we've all been saying online, why the fuck did the Dublin shows go on sale 1 hour before the UK? That's immediately adding so much more pressure. And not only that, there's a Dizzy Rascal concert on sale. And everybody loves Dizzy Rascal. He has loads of hits. Name your top 5 favourite Dizzy Rascal songs, James.
I can probably do it, actually. I
Jesus.
Love You, Holiday. No, I'm struggling now. Bonkers, Dance With Me. And the first album was called Boy in the Corner, so I'll pretend that was a song as well. You won't know.
Yeah, maybe.
You stink.
I'm not a fan of Dizzy Rascal. I'm not for that reason. But with this, what do you think it's going to be for the next stage of Oasis? Really, because this is a this is a super corporate time. The word that's going around is that this whole tour has been financed by a Saudi company, and that while it doesn't mean it's going to be like a 20-year-long tour, there's 400 million that's been put into this. And realistically, I know how much you love them. I love them, the Spice Girls. And when they did a tour, I think it was just pre-pandemic. Do you remember the pandemic?
Just about, yeah.
Oh, it was really funny at the time, but maybe not so much now. But they did a 12 concert tour that only went around the UK and Ireland, and that made £70 million. And they've got a massive overhead, and that's not a comment about Emma Bunton's face. So don't laugh at a woman's deformity, even though we both still would. Come on. But the thing is that they made 70 million off this big budget tour, right?
What am I doing? Come on this show, man. What am I doing? Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah, but imagine how much money Oasis will make from a much smaller budget. They're not going to have all this staff and all this shit. The possibility of them making 100 million in the UK and Ireland, it's not out of the question. And they if you've seen the Heaton Park stuff, if all those tickets are just say they were 150 each, even though there's more, they're going to make something like 40 million from those gigs alone.
Yeah,
it's like this is completely insane.
Yeah, well, look, there's 17 shows, right, and it's 17 stadiums. And so if you think every stadium, I think one of my one of the good pals, a guy called the guy who posts under Brits and Pieces, he'd broken it down. I don't know if he did it himself or he pulled it from somewhere. But if you think there's 17 stadium shows, average of, 80,000. Average ticket price, I was thinking, 150. But no, this dynamic pricing, average ticket price is probably 250, right? Because you've got all these people suddenly paying 350 for a standing ticket. I was complaining. I went to see Blur a couple of years ago, and I was like, "Oh God, a ticket, standing ticket, is like £105. A standing ticket for Oasis, people are paying 350. This is insane." Yeah. So yeah, if you just do the maths, they are going to make probably somewhere between 50 million and 100 million each, I'd say, and that's before you get into, like you said, whether there's other funding, other sponsorships, other aspects to it. That's purely cut of ticket prices. And I remember there's only two of them. Like, so that's the thing. People are saying, "Oh, it's such a shame. Where's Hughezy? Where's Tony McCarroll? Where's Bonehead?" Well, if you're Noel and you're going, right, would I want to cut in, Bonehead? Would I want to cut in Alan White, who I haven't seen probably for 15 years, 20 years? Do I want him to have a share, or should I just have it all myself? You know what I mean? Just share it all with Liam.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. But yeah, that is it's an insane amount of money. And and as I said, at the moment they've just gone so quiet. I mean, it's Noel's pretty quiet anyway. He does interviews and he'll do interviews and things. But whereas Liam is, as you know, is like regular on Twitter. But ever since this has been announced, he's gone. And people have been saying, like, oh, if they banned him from using Twitter, like if they silenced him or whatever. I mean, who knows what's part of the deal, what's part of the kind of the sort of the agreement to go ahead and do this? Is it like, okay, we'll do it, Liam, but you have to shut up because we can't have you going on and slagging off Noel, because that's it. If he just gets drunk and tweets at someone and slags off his brother, then suddenly it disappears, and it all goes away. And this is a lot of money. So maybe he has been told to back off, or maybe he's just trying to be sensible. But yeah, I mean, as soon as he comes back online, surely there's going to be a million people say, Liam, what the hell? You're supposed to be the man of the people. Why the hell was I paying 350 quid for a standing ticket?
Yeah, because that's the thing that I don't get, because I went to see Liam Gallagher twice this year. I've got cash. And the thing about it is that they were both... I think that the most expensive ticket was £70. That was for Dublin. And then at the Belfast gig, the ticket was like 50 something. Even though that gig was really bad, but it wasn't actually his fault. So when these tickets went on sale and you heard, oh, they're going to be around 80, I thought, yeah, of course. Like, why wouldn't it be? Little did I know that 80 was the percentage that you had to pay to get into the fucking queue. Like, it's basically like paying a prostitute for a motivation, and that's not exactly what we're into, right, boys? But the thing about this, what I don't like, and this is what terrifies me for being next August, because while I don't have a ticket now, I'm fucking going, because if I don't get to go to that gig, the gig's not happening, trust me. But when I went to see him in Dublin in June or July, it was fucking roasting. And I remember walking into the gig and there was people in full parkas and sunglasses. It's like, it's fucking roasting, you dickheads. You're sweating. Like, you're going to be stuck holding that in the venue. And then even in Belfast, it was as humid as a horse's arse. And there's people in the full long hair, parkas all zipped up. And it's like, this is ridiculous. You people aren't fans. You're fucking... Like, this is a cosplay. Like, oh, I'm such a mad Oasis fan. Have you ever heard of Wonderwall? Oh, I love it. It rocks. Take a photograph of me, okay? Let's go home. It's not for me, but we do have a question of by One Eye. So who's going to be in the band? My guess, Gam, Zach Starkey, and some random on bass. James?
Well, I would say... I think they're just going to keep it as easy as possible, right? And so Noel Gallagher currently plays in his band Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds, which features a few people from the later days of Oasis. So the keyboard player Mikey Rowe, who played with Oasis all throughout the last 15 years, Gem, who played on rhythm guitar and lead guitar in Oasis for the last 10 years, and Chris Sharrock, the drummer, who had played for Robbie Williams, played for The Lars, played for various bands. And he's been playing, as I say, he finished with Oasis. He was the drummer for their last year and has been the drummer for Noel pretty much ever since. So I'd say that is pretty obvious that it's easy. Those guys play together, they know each other, and Noel's pals with them and has been for years. So why would he want to draw them out and give someone else a payday? You know what I mean? So for instance, like the drummer side, yeah, Chris Sharrock, he knows all the songs. He was in Oasis. Yeah, he could bin him off and try and get Alan White back. But why would you do it when, who are you going to give the payday to? Your mate or some guy that pissed you off and you sacked him 20 years ago? So I think it will be primarily Noel's band. I want Bono to be there. I think it's not Oasis. I mean, obviously it is Oasis without Bono because everyone's going to see the brothers. But it would be a shame if Bono wasn't there. So I think Bono will be there. And then it comes down to bass. I don't know who Some Rando is. I don't know if he's like related to Rondo, that basketball player. But the best money would be on Russ Pritchard, who's the bass player from Noel's current band. Once again, just because it's Noel's mate.
However, is that that Scousser guy?
Yeah, from the Zootons, yeah.
No, I can't have that. No curly hair in my Oasis, please.
What about Tony McCarroll?
He's bald now.
He's bald now, but he had curly hair in the first couple of years.
I'm telling you, if he'd have cut that hair short, he'd have been a much better drummer. But nobody ever listens to the H man.
Fair play. So that would be my likely lineup. The other option for bass, because Hughezy's never going to do it. Hughezy's basically retired. He sits on his couch and watches cricket and listens to reggae and watches Doctor Who, and so he's happy in London doing that every day, as far as we're aware. And so the other option would be Andy Bell. Andy Bell, who was the bass player for the last sort of 10 years of Oasis. He is currently with Ride again, who was his first band. Ride are now kind of, they did an album earlier this year. They've got tour dates booked up until January, but then they are actually free. So it could be that Andy Bell comes on board next summer. So so that's where I'm thinking it will be.
That would be pretty good. Just one more question here by Nicole Hutchison. Is that the right way to pronounce that name? Hutchison. Is it true that Ireland banned dynamic pricing? No, there was actually, I think some tickets were going for like 500 quid over here. Would you like to hear my Michael Hutchins joke?
No, but go on.
Well, do you ever remember the show CSI Miami?
Yeah.
And at the start of the show, the guy would make a horrible pun and walk off.
Yeah.
Well, that police officer walks into Michael Hutchinson's room and he goes, well, I guess this time the chicken choked back. But just as we're coming to the last question here, so obviously me and you we're in love with each other, but also we have been Oasis diehards our entire lives. We've seen them before. We've watched the concert releases. We've heard the live albums, all that shit. But if you're going to this gig, and this might sound like an obvious question, but what's the one song that you need to hear the most?
Acquiesce. Acquiesce. So Acquiesce, for those that don't know, that's the one. Number one, both Liam and Noel sing it. So there's not many songs where they duet. Most songs, it's like, Liam sings or Noel sings, or Liam sings and Noel does backing vocals. But Acquiesce is the one when Liam sings the verse and Noel sings the chorus. And the chorus is, because we need each other, right? We believe in one another. And that's the message, right? That's the message that Oasis had. It's also got a very special place in our hearts because it was like the opening song at Oasis, maybe their greatest ever gig at Main Road, that was then captured on this There and Then video that we all grew up with. And and they come on stage and they just go straight into that after the little instrumental they do called the Swamp Song. And it's such a powerful message. So I've seen Liam do that song live himself, and there is such a gap when he does it. And he would just go, you have to sing this bit. And so he finishes, in your eyes, and he steps back, and then there's just this gap. And he would get the girls to sing. He's got like female backing vocals, and they would sing it, because we need. And it was just like depressing, man. I was like, Noel's not here. Noel's not here. And it's so obvious when there's a big Noel-shaped hole in the sound. Cast No Shadow is the same one as well. Cast No Shadow's got all these soul is pride, and you need Noel to go pride, and he's not there. And so you need him. and yeah, so I'm really trying to. Hopefully, I'll push this sort of ticket stuff out of my mind and just focus on the fact that it's great. It will be great to have them back on stage again.
Well, that's actually the incorrect answer. The answer we were looking for is "Hey Now" from Morning Glory, because it's the only song that they've never played live from that album. So unfortunately, James, you've failed the contest.